Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. In just a moment, I'm going to share with you a post from an XRP community member, and he basically says, we are now in the XRP wins phase. So I would say, the last few years, that's the XRP is under attack phase, thanks to those asshats over at the SEC. But now we're in the XRP wins phase. There's nothing tethering XRP down. XRP is no longer shackled. And in fact, I would say, the only thing that could possibly stop XRP from hitting a new all-time high is Bitcoin not leading crypto markets into a new phase of pure euphoria. But I gotta ask, does anyone actually believe that Bitcoin won't hit a new all-time high? Because I'd say the only people I can think of that would believe such a thing would be the no-coiners, or anybody out there that is, even if they're peripherally aware that there's this thing that exists called Bitcoin and they don't know much about it, like the people who aren't researched on crypto or Bitcoin, I could see those people saying it. But is there anybody who has half a brain and has actually informed themselves that doesn't think that's going to happen? Even if you don't believe that Bitcoin's going to be number one in market cap forever, you could be right, actually. And maybe we fast forward 50 years and we find out crypto's here, of course, but yeah, that Bitcoin thing after so and so long, okay, fine, maybe that happens. That's a bigger conversation. But does anybody think that right now, right here in this moment, crypto's not going to get led to pure euphoria by Bitcoin? Because I do. I'm not even excited about Bitcoin. I hold it. I've been holding it for almost 6 years, but I'm excited for that because I know that my XRP is going to come along for the ride. Before going further, though, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. And so here's a post from XRP Crow. He is at status on social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter. And he's the guy that does all sorts of awesome infographics and puts the XRP community poster together, which I'm sure many of you have seen. I'm sure some of you actually at your homes have it printed on your walls. And so he posted, I would say that we're in the XRP wins phase now. Congrats to all XRP holders and investors who had unwavering support for Ripple and conviction that XRP is the standard. And folks, I do believe that's what we're going to see here. With XRP having been artificially suppressed for years, it's got a lot of ground to catch up, but there's a recognition that's the case, and that's why we've been seeing institutional money pour into it. But take a look at this first, before we get into some of the specifics surrounding some of that type of stuff and where the market's going. I want to share this post, which I thought pretty well hit the nail on the head. It's from Crypto Insight UK, and wrote the following. And this is just last night. Something I find very strange about crypto is the hatred towards the XRP community. And I'll just pause to note, yes, there's hatreds towards the XRP community, but that started first with hatred towards XRP itself. And that actually began from Bitcoiners who didn't like the competition, and they actually are paying, I think it was $550 to get people to lie and say that XRP was a scam. And that was being done on Bitcoin forums back in the year 2013. I highlighted that in a recent video. I'd highlighted that several times over the years, actually. That's a real thing that happened. XRP is viewed as an actual threat. And then it was touted as the banker's coin. What's that? Ripple's doing this thing with this decentralized cryptocurrency, but they're positioning it to help the legacy financial system. We'll call it a banker coin because that sounds exactly the opposite of Bitcoin. Now, of course, never mind the fact that the tune's changed now that the Bitcoiners are all excited about BlackRock coming in, and you got Jack Mallers using Strike positioning Bitcoin as a bridge currency the same way that Ripple positions XRP as a bridge currency. So now that narrative's shot to crap. But that's where it started from. They hated the competition, so they hated XRP because it's better than Bitcoin, and anybody that supports it, they're now the enemy. That's you and me, folks. These are people that are not intellectually honest. They're ideologues. Whatever it is, they got heavy bags. They don't like the competition, and screw them. It's tribalism, and I hate it. But he's still right, though. And then he said, Solana pumped hard over the past few weeks. Everyone is excited. XRP pumps, and people say the community is a cult, and no one is excited. But then in the same breath say we need to remove tribalism in crypto. I completely agree we need to remove tribalism. One of my best pals is mainly Solana, and I've been at a Cardano conference this week. I love all the projects I understand within the space, but I can't help feel people just hate on XRP. Does that mean there's more value there? I'm not sure. Oftentimes, the general consensus is wrong. Time will tell, I guess. So, a couple of things on that. I think it's the case that although it's not hard to find like sincere hatred towards XRP and the XRP community. It's not hard to find that. It's mostly from a very noisy crew that is a small percentage of humans. So it makes it feel like it's a lot bigger, but it's not the case that most people come across XRP and just hate it, as evidenced by the fact that XRP today is number 5 in market cap. Yesterday it was number 4 when XRP had jumped up to 73 cents. It's just slight pullbacks, and now it's back down to number 5 for now. Don't be surprised if it blazes up higher. But it wouldn't be there if there weren't, it's just an endless sea of people that agree, yes, XRP makes sense. So it can beat you down just seeing that at times. But I just wanted to make the point, just because there's a small crew that's very noisy that makes it feel like there's a lot of people, it doesn't mean there are a lot of people that think that. It just doesn't make any logical sense. And here you can see Solana. I mean, he wasn't kidding. Look at the 30-day. Solana up 78.47% over the last 30 days. Celebrated, right? After people were crapping all over Solana, but people are happy for that because there's not hatred towards the Solana community. But with XRP, it actually is treated different by this particular segment of Bitcoiners in particular. It just is, and it's stupid because, I'm not going to hate the coin they hold because I hold it too. I'm not a maximalist. It's just completely ridiculous. But the good news is it doesn't matter. We're in the XRP wins phase, folks. XRP already won from a stance of legal clarity, and XRP is going to substantially outperform Bitcoin. That's what's going to happen here. And so take a look at this perspective from chart analyst Rakesh Upade, who writes for Cointelegraph, shared the following perspective. Bitcoin's marginal rise of about 1.5% last week suggests that traders are cautious at higher levels, but they are not rushing to the exit. The bears have been in hibernation for the past few days, but if the rally fails to resume, sellers may try to make a comeback. However, in an uptrend, dips are usually viewed as an opportunity for long-term investors to accumulate. And so, folks, think about that. XRP got as high as 73 cents yesterday. When I checked a little bit before recording here, XRP was around 68 cents. I don't know where it is by the time you're listening to this video. But even though there's a small pullback there, again, what he said there is true. In an uptrend, dips are usually viewed as an opportunity for investors to accumulate. So what do you think we're in? Do you think that we're in an uptrend? Because I do. It doesn't mean that we can't have even more of a pullback after I just said that sentence, but I still believe what I just said is broadly true. And I think if you fast forward a year from now and look back on roughly this moment in time, I think that that's how it's going to play out, and we'll see. But you don't need to be a chart analyst to have that reasonable perspective. If you just look at the macro environment and understand that things are cyclical and we just had a bear market bottom a year ago, it's pretty reasonable to speculate that's the case, don't you think? Because I do. Anyway, and then he continues, the positive sentiment among traders can be gauged by the increase in Bitcoin withdrawals from exchanges, which reached 61,000 Bitcoin, a strong improvement over the year-to-date low of nearly 43,000 Bitcoin, according to crypto slate analyst Van Stratton. And folks, that's true for obvious reasons, hopefully obvious. But just in case it's not, if people are pulling Bitcoin off exchanges, that's because they don't have any immediate intention of selling. So think about that. We're hovering close to $35,000 for Bitcoin, which leads the market, which will lead us to XRP glory, frankly. Because again, Bitcoin leads the market. That's the reality. I don't mind it in the least. Let's just acknowledge it. So the fact that Bitcoin's hovering around $35,000 and people are removing Bitcoin from exchanges, which is typically a sign they're not about to sell. I know it's just one piece of many you can look at, but does that not instill confidence? I mean, to me, it looks very positive. And then he writes, a large part of the accumulation is taking place in Bitcoin, in the hopes that the United States Securities and Exchange Commission will eventually approve a spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund. The enthusiasm of the traders increased further on the news that the Hong Kong government may consider proposals for a spot Bitcoin ETF. Yeah, and you're just going to see more and more of this around the planet, which is what you want. If you're in crypto, even if you don't hold Bitcoin, you want to see this. And then there was this article yesterday. They wrote, why is XRP price up today? This is from Cointelegraph, which historically hasn't necessarily been the friendliest towards XRP or been the most accurate towards XRP in their reporting. But here's what they had to say here. The price of XRP is up, gaining over 10% on November 6th, reaching nearly 72 cents, the highest levels in 3 months. And so after they wrote this, it did go up to 73 cents. But anyway, XRP's gains on November 6th are part of a larger rebound trend that started October 19th when New York investment firm Grayscale refiled the application to convert its Bitcoin trust into a spot ETF with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Since then, XRP's price has gained nearly 45%, replacing Cardano to become the fourth largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization as of November 6th. Audible sigh, facepalm, I roll, all that crap. Because they wrote it was replaced Cardano. No. Replaced Binance Coin, BNB. That's the one that was number 4 in market cap. And then XRP took the 4 spot, and now it's back to number 5. But look, this is crypto media, folks. As I say frequently and quite accurately, crypto media, it's a bunch of C students. You know, they write stuff down. They don't fact check it. They don't anybody else provide any feedback, check for grammatical errors. It's just, I wrote this thing down. Here's the first draft. Now put it out into the internet. That's good enough. That's pretty much it. That's what anyone out there listening with no background in reporting or journalism or anything of the sort, even if you barely know how to operate a keyboard, you can be a writer for any sort of crypto media outlet. That's it. Send in your application today. It can be on a napkin. Mail it in. It's fine. Piece continues. In addition, XRP's bullish momentum has improved after winning regulatory approval in the Dubai International Financial Center's free trade zone. In other words, financial institutions in the DIFC can now legally carry out transactions in XRP tokens. Furthermore, gains in the XRP USD pair come ahead of Ripple's Swell conference on November 8th and 9th in Dubai, amid rumors that the blockchain payment firm may announce its initial public offering plans. Folks, I think this is such a bad take. I see crap like this all the time. Now, look, as far as the Dubai news, yes, the news itself is fantastic. XRP, now it's opening. Okay, fine. But if you look at when that news came out and when XRP was moving, there's no reason to believe that caused any sort of movement in XRP price action. And same for even when the news broke about when the swell was going to occur. That doesn't line up either. That makes no damn sense. And so this is what always freaking happens with rare exception. It's XRP's moving because speculators move the price of XRP. And by the way, analysts were calling these moves leading up to this. So we didn't know what the news was going to be. What we knew that the analysts were saying to a much greater degree than they normally would state, and more so in unison anyway. What's most probable is XRP moves to the upside. So then XRP moves to the upside, which is what we should have expected based on what's most probable. And then whatever is happening at the time, that is applied as the reason after the fact. Price go up. What's happening at the time? Oh, that sounds good about the Dubai thing. Oh, swell, that's probably causing it. No, and then there's this idea, and I saw this too. I kind of did my best to debunk this in a video, literally yesterday. The idea that swell was causing the price of XRP to go up, I think it's completely bogus. Do you need further proof? I don't want to rehash all of my reasons from yesterday, but how about a new one? How about the fact that XRP just had a pullback and Ripple's swell conference hasn't even started? How about that? As I said, come on. And so it's not that after it happens you can't see a continuing price decline, but do you really believe that the moment that happens is right when swell begins? Because that's what it would have to be, right at that exact moment. And if it happens, fine, okay. I'm just saying I don't think that that's the most reasonable, probable explanation. I really don't. Silly nonsense here. So anyway, all that to say, there's a lot to look forward to here. It's just directionally, everything is happening that we want to happen. Yes, there are pit stops along the way. Bitcoin's been moving sideways a little bit, but it's been nice seeing the XRP run up, and even if XRP pauses here for a bit, fine. I mean, hell, look, this is normal for cryptocurrencies. There's not something weird about XRP. Going back for just a moment to the Solana chart here, this is a 30-day chart. So it hit a 30-day high of 46 bucks. It's currently $41. Those of you looking at the screen, you can see what happened. When it hit the $46 high for the chart, that was on November 1st. It is now November 7th. It's been range bound for the rest of for basically the last week. Now that doesn't mean it can't or won't run higher. I mean, we haven't even seen the beginning really of crypto euphoria yet. And so even if we do have more downside action in the short term, my response to that is, okay, so what? Because that's not an indication of some sort of shift in terms of what's happening directionally on a macro scale. I ain't worried in the least, man. Like I said, this is the XRP wins phase. XRP Crow was right about that. It's the XRP wins phase. This is when finally, by the time this cycle is done, XRP will have hit a new all-time high and entered price discovery. That's what I believe is most probable, and I can't know that. I admit I could be wrong, and it could go to zero. I'm taking on the risk of holding XRP, but I have placed my bet. I have strong conviction. You guys know my stance here. I just don't know how high it's going to go, and I don't make predictions. But I have some suspicions that the expectations that many analysts have in terms of XRP getting up to $10, $11, $12, $13. That doesn't sound wacky. That sounds pretty reasonable. And even people that think that it's likely XRP gets up to 20 or 25 bucks, it could. I mean, the higher we go in terms of price suspicions, the less confident I am. But that still doesn't sound crazy to me. Big things happen in crypto sometimes, and when XRP rips, it really rips historically. So, and with years of just waiting, I just think when it goes, it's really gonna go because it's so many reasons, and the legal clarity. I mean, it's just like the perfect confluence of events occurring, or the perfect storm here. Legal clarity, spot Bitcoin ETF inevitably coming here, markets getting hot even outside of that regardless. Like, yeah. And so many more things that we've been talking about in recent weeks. Feeling pretty good here, so we'll see when XRP starts moving back to the upside. I don't know if it's going to be today or tomorrow or a week from now, but it's not going to stay here forever. And like that analyst for Cointelegraph was saying, Rakesh Ubade, usually pullbacks like this, they're viewed by investors as an opportunity to accumulate because they expect further upside. Perhaps that's most probable. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.